Metro has been mismanaging funds for several years.
Really?
And the CEO of Capital Metro taxpayer-funded agency is making $228,000 a year, and Councilman Martinez voted for the pay raise about 4%.
Wow.
Now, if you were elected, would you support probably a city buyout of Capital Metro to where it's controlled by the people and voted on by the people?
Well, I think you know, when you have a city, basically utility, pretty much of transportation, then you definitely need to have more accountability. I think it's absurd the fact that the CEO of the bus system makes that amount of money. There are a lot of same thing with like a lot of charities. Like there's some like really benevolent charities, and the president of it makes $1 million a year when they're supposed to be feeding starving children in Africa. It's a misallocation of funds, and I would definitely buy out. I have to look into that, but that's definitely an idea, and that's as a public servant, it's my job to be open to your suggestions and your ideas, and for me to take those ideas, find the best ones and put it forward to the council. But I mean, if you want to look at mismanagement of money, city jobs like that are horrible. So people not showing up on time, getting paid, for not showing up, and things like that. There are a lot of issues with that kind of behavior. And Cap Metro, everything needs to. A lot of those type of things need to be. Have their budgets re-looked at, because honestly we're taxing Austin out of its affordable living. Just real quick, and we'll talk about the Austin Energy, is the fact that you have a 9% stealth tax that's forced onto everybody. That, like I think as Mr. Defoe said, for award ceremonies for the Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
And I think that you know how much that money that would put back in people of Austin's pockets? $100 million a year.
I can imagine.
And one thing you got to look at is the fact that diesel is $4 a gallon right now. Diesel is what cultivates, processes, and ships food. So this summer, food prices are going to skyrocket. Regular unleaded gas is going to be $4 by the end of April, and probably north of $5 by the summer. And so you're going to be looking at people, and now the city council wants to raise the electric rate. And without even looking at efficiency, Dr. Laura Presley, who's running another race, she actually looked into it, that if they just cut their overhead by 5%, that's $50 million. But he doesn't have the bandwidth to do that. And I think it's absurd that they're looking, instead of looking at efficiency, they just want to pass the burden on to the taxpayer. What I'm getting at is, with the cost of food going up, and with the cost of electricity, people, whether rich or poor, or even just middle class, are going to be looking at a decision: it's 105 degrees outside, should I keep my family cool, or should I buy food? And that is going to be a question. People, honestly, in 21st century Austin, Texas, people are going to be asking themselves that, because the city misplaces finances. I say find more efficiency in Austin Energy, cut the stealth tax, and you would send $150 million back to the people of Austin's pockets. And when you're looking at the overall cost of living going up, that money is literally desperately needed. And there's efficiencies that can be looked at all levels of government. I mean, even if we maybe change who supplies the paper that we use, maybe we could save $15,000 for that. $15,000, you could probably do like 5 blocks for the sidewalks for that amount of money.
Oh yeah.
I think the solutions are cheap when you look at the cost of the government largesse. And it's just putting the people first. Stop paying people to come. Austin is not Detroit. You don't have to pay people to come here. People want to come here. And if we just adopted a credo of stop paying people to come here and spend the city taxpayer dollars on the people who already live here, Austin would be much more affordable and a happier place for everyone of every ability to live in.
Speaking of affordability, what's your position on rent controls? I know the 8100 burn.
Yeah, there needs to be rent control. Rent control is definitely something that needs to be looked at. People, you have a single apartment, and that's not even that nice, and it's $100 more than what a mortgage note would be, and they go by market value, but I'm like, well, who's that? It's like what Margaret says, your apartment needs to go up $150 a month. You should just go up and up and up and up and up until what? Until it's like $3,000 a month for a studio apartment in South Austin. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. I used to
Chicago has it. New York has it, and you know, it's definitely something that's needed. Especially when you look at, you know, places that have low maintenance needs and have been around for 25 years, so they're paid for. So it's like, what are we doing? You know, not charging people just astronomical amounts for places to live. I mean, you know, our African American community and our Latino community, especially African Americans, are leaving Austin. They're going to Cedar Park and
the suburbs.
Suburbs, because they can't afford to live here. And it's the developers that come in and they just take away these people's homes because
or their jobs.
I know a man who bought a home here in Austin in between 79 and 81, 1979 and 1981, and he paid like $80,000 for that house. He paid it off sometime in the 90s, and today, but he bought it to live in. He loved the neighborhood. He loved the home. He raised his family there, and he's going to retire there. Mm-hmm. And so he doesn't own the bank for anything, and yet he has to come up with $8,000 a year property taxes just to live in a home that he's owned outright since, you know, Bill Clinton was in office. And, you know, I would honestly like to see Austin's finances so finely tuned that we could eliminate the need for property taxes, city property taxes. Can't do anything about the state or the federal government level, but at least on the city we'll do our part. Mm-hmm. And I think that people talk about affordable living, affordable housing. I think that everyone's home should be considered affordable housing.
Right.
I think that to make people rent their own land, it's disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, well, I wish you the best of luck.
Okay.
I mean, I hope you win.
Yes, yeah, you know
got
what?
The Spellman guy. He's pro-developer.
No, I'm running against Cheryl Cole, the mayor pro
Cheryl
tem.
Cole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting that, you know, she lives in East Austin, and she's like, she champions East Austin. You know, she's the champion of East Austin issues.
But why did she vote for the 8100 Burnett Road, tearing down that from commercial to multifamily 6 at rent starting at $850 a month?
Yeah, and another question: why would someone? If East Austin is under imminent danger from developers, why does she get so much money from developers? You know, I think that's interesting. I mean, put it this way: why would, with East Austin being one of the poorest areas of Texas, of Austin, why would she want to spend $120 million for a downtown vanity project? What, East Austin, all the sidewalks? Maybe I should spend more time in East Austin. Apparently, there's no potholes in the street. All the sidewalks are wide, smooth, even, and wheelchair accessible. All the street lights work. Rain storm drains on every street. Apparently, that's the way it is in East Austin, because the champion of East Austin issues feels it's okay to give $120 million to downtown. It's you know, it's very, very interesting. But, you know, she I actually looked this up, that she one of her main campaign contributors is actually the vice president of the engineering firm that designed Waller Creek. So,
and who's that engineering firm?
SB Consultants, I believe, or something like that.
Okay. Is there a link between Martinez and Berry Partners?
I don't know. I haven't been too wrapped up in my own campaign, but I do know that Laura Presley is by far the better choice.
Oh yes, I met her. She's a very nice person.
You know, and another thing, I know your light's blinking, but I just want to let you know that I, along with Dr. Presley, I am 100% against fluoride, and I will work to get it out of the water. It is a dangerous chemical. It's not fit for human consumption, and if Dr. Presley and I are elected, 1/3 of your city government will be solidly anti-fluoride.
Cool.
So, it was very nice meeting you.
Very nice meeting you, Shaun. We'll be in touch. I got your business card.
Did you?
Break new books.
But tell anyone that I'll just leave all my cards up there, so anyone that comes by, if you make sure that they I don't have, there's issues on the back.
Okay.
But, you know, infrastructure, 10-1, and getting government spending under control.
Under control.
The big three. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
All right, you too.